Hi, welcome to my channel. I've really wanted to do this for a long time, but I don't know. It's now a 2025 goal, so here we are. The 25 books I want to read in 2025, because I set a goal for 2024 and I think I read maybe like 16, maybe a little bit more. And I really want to hit the 25 in 2025 this year, so we can only hope and pray. And I was like, if I document it, then I'm more than likely to do it, because people will see whether I do it or not. But hopefully you like it. Hopefully I upload regularly and we can hang out and you can tell me what videos you like and I'll post what I like and we can meet somewhere in the middle. So I have a list on my phone of the 25 books I want to read in 2025, and I know I'm slightly late because we are officially 9 days into January, but that's fine. So I'll start with them in order that I've got them on my phone. First book on my 25 to read in 2025 is Spiral by, I really don't want to butcher the name, Cabra. This is the second book in a series, so it's a hockey romance, but she's also a ballerina in this one. And it's the second book. I'm not sure of the series name. Yeah, I don't think it has a series name, but I could be so wrong. And this is Henry and, no it's not, it's Elias and Sage. And I have actually read this one already, so I know that it's a really good book. It's 4.5 stars. He's a hockey player, she's a ballerina, and it's so much deeper than just like a hockey romance, but it's super fast paced, and like if he wanted to he would, and Elias does, so he does. So I don't know, I highly recommend it, and I'm glad that I've got this one ticked off because it comes out on the 28th of January, and The Works is also now doing a special edition sprayed edges, which I don't really love, to be honest, but like I probably will buy because, you know, I needed to match Clyde. Book 2 is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and on NetGalley I've got her new, I think it's going to be a trilogy or something, her new series. The first one's called Air, and I've seen what Amy reads, talk about this because I'm obsessed. She reads so fast. I think I'm a fast reader, but she is 10 times faster than me, and she has like raved about this, and I was like, oh well, obviously I need to read it. So I got the series or quartet, like some people call it the Ember Quartet, for Christmas, and I've actually read the first 3 books in the series. It's not that, like, I am really enjoying it, because obviously like I wouldn't continue the series if I didn't, but I just sometimes because it's told, the first one is like 2 different perspectives, and like obviously they cross paths in the middle, and it is good, but I just think sometimes it's a bit slow for me. Like it's a more medium paced, and at the end it really picks up, so you want to pick up the next one right away, but it's like so hit or miss for me anyway. But I did really enjoy it, and all the books have been between like 3.5, 4 stars for me so far, so not super high, but not like I wouldn't not recommend it. Book 3 is actually a book that isn't out yet. I've got it, I was lucky enough to get like an advance copy on NetGalley, so it's on my Kindle, and it's Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. It was my first read of 2025, and it started the year off with a bang, because let me tell you, that was a 5-star read. I mean, we know she can write amazing books, and I've still got like a couple from our backlist that I have to read, but this book broke me apart and stitched me right back up together again, because tell me why it was like 1 in the morning and I'm sobbing in my bed. I'm sobbing in my bed trying to read this book, and I'm devastated and I'm heartbroken, but the topics in it are just like I don't know how to even describe it. Like, they're literally so real and raw, that you're just so drawn in, because you're like, there's no way that she's not spoken to people who have had this go on in their life, and I cannot recommend it enough. Like 1,000,000% 5-star read, and it will probably be in like my top books of 2025, and it was the first book of the year. Do with that what you will. Book 4 is Iron and Embers. How do you say this now? By Helen Schroeder? I've butchered it. I know I've butchered it, but sadly it was a DNF for me. I got an early copy, again, digital copy on NetGalley, and I really wanted to love it, like really wanted to love it, and I tried. I really tried. I got to like halfway in it, but the main female character was just, she irked me in a way that I actually didn't know was possible. Like she just, I don't know, it was always, I don't want to say it was like poor me, but it kind of was like poor me, and everything was just an argument, or the male in it, he couldn't do anything, which was literally his job to like look after her, and everything was an issue, and it's like, you're just making both your lives so difficult that there's no need for it. So to me it was a DNF, but I've also seen people, I'm sure Emmy actually got like an early copy as well, and she really enjoyed it. So like it was just, it wasn't the book, it was me. I just didn't vibe with her. So some you vibe with, some you don't. Book 5 is also one that I have on my Kindle. I've got an early copy, and it's A Pirate's Life for Tea by Rebecca Thorne, and I've only actually read the first book in this series, but I really want to read the second one because I loved the first one so much. It was such like a good sapphic cozy fantasy, and I just want to see like their adventures and the way that they like grow as characters and where they go. So this one is like really high on my list. I'm not really sure like what they actually get up to in it, but I wouldn't want to share it anyway because it would be major spoilers. Number 7 is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and this last like, I've always really loved Emily Henry books, but like the last like 6 months I've become an Emily Henry stan, and I just know that this book is going to hit so deep, and I can't really remember what it's about. I think it's something to do with like 2 writers or something, but I just know anyway that it's going to be amazing because everything she writes is amazing, and it will be at least 4.5 stars, I'm predicting. I could be wrong, but like I have high hopes, really high hopes. It could be another 5-star, but I don't want to put too much pressure on the book. The next book is Forging Silver into Stars by Bridget Kemmerer, and I've heard such good things about her other series, and it's like Defy the Day, Defy the Day, Defy the Night, like it's, one of them is called something like that, and the next book in this series actually comes out next month, and I have that as an early copy on NetGalley as well, so I'm really excited to get to this one. I just know that it's fantasy, and right at the bottom here it says war is brewing, passions are building, and magic may doom or save them all. And at the top it says forbidden magic, secret romance, dangerous alliances. We love high stakes, and specifically in fantasy books. The next one is Flower Heart, because I remember, who was it? Rachel Catherine had said for ages like she loves flowers and flower arrangements and stuff, and she hadn't seen like a fantasy that was much about that, and I'm not really sure what it is. I think she deals with like poisons or something, like the flowers and how to like potions and stuff. I think, I could be so wrong, like don't hold me to that. And on the front it says, a power she can't control, a curse she can't undo, a boy she can't forget. And I'm sure like it wasn't like a top read for Rachel Catherine, but it was like quite high. And also like the floppiness of this book is actually next level, so that's always something to keep in mind. And I'm just really excited for it, like I want to read something new. Book number 9 is The Gilded Cage by Lynette Noni, which is the second book in the Prison Healer trilogy. And I felt like the first book went quite slow, like the first 25% was like quite fast, like getting into it, and then it slowed down until like the last like 20%. And then at the end I was mind blown, like completely shocked by what happened. And I've still not read this one yet, and I'm like, I need to read it, and then I'll probably want to read the last one after. So this is on 25 and 2025 because I need to know what happens next, and I'm actually quite excited, but like I'm also scared because I don't want it to go really slow like the first one did. But I've heard really good things about the trilogy. The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. So I had never read a Lynn Painter book until I was on holiday last year, and I read Better Than the Movies, and I adored that, and I was lucky enough to then get an early copy of Nothing Like the Movies, and I loved that even more, and that was like a 4.75 stars for me. The Taylor Swift references, the movie references, everything was chef's kiss. And I think this is an adult fantasy though, which obviously is like so fine. I'm just not really sure what, I think like they're not interested in each other, and then they make a wager to see who can fall in love first, I think. So I'm quite excited for that one. Book 11 is Betting on You by Lynn Painter. This is a young adult book, and I have actually started it, and I think I am about halfway. I think, yeah, I'm like halfway-ish. I'm like maybe 40% into it, and it's really good so far. She writes young characters so well, and again the Taylor Swift references in this, like we love to see it. And I want to say like, oh yeah, it's kind of like I think it's going to end up fake dating, but I could be wrong, I'm not sure. I'm just getting to like that part now. So I'm really like, I actually think I will like it. Like right now as I'm reading it, I think it's going to be like at least a 4.5 stars, so you can't go wrong with that. Book 12, Daydream by Hannah Grace with the pretty edges, because I've heard everyone comment on this book and say how amazing and attentive Henry is, but how it's kind of like they have symptoms of like being on the spectrum, like autistic or ADHD in some way. And I love that, and I've loved the first 2 books in the series. Again, it's a hockey romance, Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and I'm not 100% sure what this book is about, to be honest. Like, I go into books so blind, so I don't really know. And I've actually had this one since last Christmas, but I read Vicious and Vengeful, and I think I read that in like 2023, and I really loved that, like duet. So I think I will love this, and I really want to give it a go because I'm sick and tired of books lying on my shelf for so long and I just never get round to them. The next book that I have on the list isn't out yet, but I'm a bit scared for it. It's Fearless by Lauren Roberts, but I'm like, I know, like I'll completely love Powerless. Felt like Reckless was a bit back and forth, and I felt like the ending was a bit predictable in Reckless. Like I knew something like that was coming. So I'm really excited to see where this is going to go, but I feel like it has to be done so right for like a good ending and a good wrap up. Book 15 is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata, and I've never read any of her books before, and to be honest I didn't actually know what this was about. I just knew that it was I'm sure it's sports romance, I think, slow burn, and I don't really know what else is about it. Like I could be so wrong. From what I'm getting, it's small town, and I'm just excited. Like I love a small town romance, although she's quite chunky. Like she's nearly 550 pages, like that's a lot. So we shall see if 550 pages is worth it for this kind of romance. Next book is The Bodyguard by Catherine Centre, and this will be my first read by Catherine Centre, and it's actually, I love that it's reversed as well, because she is the bodyguard and he's the client who needs protected, and she works, it's like fake dating, and she works for the, like a company that he's hired to be protected, so that in turn he can go home and visit his mum who's unwell. And I'm hoping it's really good. Like it's nice and short, and everyone really loves her book, so I have high hopes for this one. Nightbane by Alex Astor. I read Light Lark quite early last year, to be honest, and it's kind of always been on my mind, and I don't know if I want to do a reread of Light Lark before I read Nightbane. So it's like fresh in my mind, and everyone thought it was going to be a trilogy, but when Sky Shade came out we found out that 2 books in the series was coming out this year, and she's bringing out another book, so the girl is busy. So I don't know if I should put that off, because I want them all in paperback, because I have the first one in paperback. So I'm a bit undecided when I'll read it, but I really want to get to it this year. So again, this is to hold me accountable. Book is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Look how stunning those edges are, and this is about a writer, but I'm not really sure what it is, like much more than that. I'm not really sure what goes on, but I'm so excited because I read Babel, like it really just depends how people pronounce it, I'm not sure the correct pronunciation, and I really enjoyed that. I found it was a bit slow, but like the topics and everything inside it and the dark academia was so like mesmerising and beautifully written that I'm just really excited to like try something else, and it's not my usual genre, and I'm like, if I enjoyed Babel, like I'm sure I'll enjoy that, hopefully. Book 19 is The Nightingale by Kristen Hannah, and it's like one of the old covers. I got it like second hand years ago, so it's like really like faded, and the spine is like really cracked, and I think this is set like during the war or something. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm positive it's a war story because most of hers are set during that time period. And I've read a couple of her books, the most recent one being The Woman, which was released last year, and I actually sobbed and my heart was broken. And she knows how to make such a gut-wrenching story, but you just can't stop yourself from reading, and then it's a 5-star read. So here's hoping that that is also a 5-star read, because I have really high hopes, but I also need to do it when I'm not feeling sad, because I know that that will make me feel even more sad. Book number 20, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and I'm sure this came out in like 2022. Positive it was 2022. Yeah, it was originally published in 2022 and then republished in 2023, and everyone has raved about it that's read it, and I just keep putting it off because it's not my usual genre, and it's about like 2 best friends, I think, and they make a video game or something. But I am excited for it. I just need to stop putting it off and like try and read outside my comfort zone, which is like romance and fantasy. So maybe I'll do like a video of like reading outside my comfort zone for a week, because I really need to get to some of these books and I feel like it's never going to happen. Still Beaten by Jennifer Hartman is book 21, and I'm sure it's a dark romance. Yeah, I'm sure it's a dark romance, and like I said before, I go into books like really blind, so I'm not 100% sure what it is about, but everyone loves it. Bestie Amy always tells me that it's a 5-star read for her. So many girlies in the Discord chat from TikTok tell me that they love it and it's a 5-star read for them, so maybe it will be a 5-star read for me. Book 22 is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and god, she is chunky. How big? Like just under 600 pages, which is probably not that chunky for a Samantha Shannon book. And to be honest, it was because Josie was actually kindly sent the full series by, I'm sure it was Tandem last year, and she was raving about it so much that I was like, do you know what, when I see these books, and I got them at such a good price in TK Maxx. I think one was £6.99, one was £2 and one was £2.50. So I was like, do you know what, I just have to get them. So I've put it on my 25 and 2025 so that I can actually like get to it, because she raves about it so much, and she says like it's one of her favourite books that she's like one of her favourite books that she read in like 2024, and she didn't really think it was like a series for her. Book number 23 is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, and I'm not really sure what it's about. Again, I know I'm really bad. It says a world of witches, demons and vampires, a manuscript which holds the secrets of their past and the key to their future. Diana and Matthew, the forbidden love at the heart of it. I mean, who doesn't love all that? So like, it sounds really good. I think again it's about 600 pages. Yeah, just over 600 pages. And again, I got this one like second hand, so it's a bit beaten up. And I'm sure the original like series is a trilogy, and then there's like added on ones, which is when you know it's good, because like people obviously love it so much that they don't want it to stop. Second to last book is Never by Jessa Hastings, and to be honest, she quickly became one of my favourite authors after the Magnolia Park Stacey Hates series, because tell me why, I'm so emotionally invested. And even after the first book I was like, oh, like hit or miss, and then I read the second one, and then the third one I was in a shambles. And the way that her writing broke me and put me back together is insane, and that woman's mind needs to be studied. And I'm just so excited for this, because I'm sure it's like a Peter Pan retelling, and who doesn't love a fairy tale? And I was also kindly gifted it from Charlotte. This book is The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake, and Olivia Blake is a author who I initially read back this time last year, and I read Alone with You in the Ether, and I completely fell in love with her writing. Like, there was something about it that just mesmerised me, and I couldn't stop myself from reading it. Like, I had to know what was coming next. And then when I got to the author's note at the end, like, I'm not big on reading them, and then it actually says that it was based on like some of her experiences. So that is the 25 books that I want to read in 2025, and you'll need to let me know if any of these are your favourite books, or if there's any that in this 25 and 25 that you want to read, or if there's any that you're looking forward to like seeing my opinion on. But that's it for this video, and I'll see you in my next one.